Hey everybody, it's Jack and Dan. Unfortunately, we got some bad news today.
Yes, we do. Unfortunately, about 4 months ago when we were on spring break, a lot of people know the story that we kind of got stuck there quite a few extra days because of the storms and everything, right? Well, we have not done a follow-up on this puffer tank. For one thing, we haven't had time. We've been working on all these other things. The other thing is unfortunately, these two fellas did pass away during that time that we were gone. Quite honestly, we put off doing this video because we were kind of devastated. We really thought these guys were awesome. We dug them. We loved this little tank. We initially put it together for Squirt, which was the kind of the little runt soft shell turtle. Ended up putting him back in the bridge tank. He passed away because he just had metabolic disease. He was a runt. The other guys we gave to a guy with a lake. They're doing awesome. They're huge. But then we ended up turning this into a puffer tank. And unfortunately, being gone all those extra days, the gentleman that was helping us out, kind of feed them and stuff, just duty call. He had to go to work and everything. Kind of just, they probably fought because that's how puffers get if they're not being fed pretty much every day. And pretty much probably killed each other is what we think. Yeah. As sad as we were, it was 4 months ago, and we kind of just have let it go. We decided we're probably not really ever going to get puffers again because of that. We just like to travel. We like to do things, and if something like that were to happen again, we would definitely, feel like we were at fault. And
yeah, we don't want them to, suffer because they're an animal that takes a lot of attention, or a fish,
Yeah, I mean, most of our tanks can kind of run on autopilot. I mean, we put some zucchini in there and stuff and some extra food, and we do have a neighbor that'll drop in and feed them, but most of them will do fine. They're just, these kind of fish were a little bit different. We had never had them before, and they were awesome. They had an awesome life for the time that they were with us, but unfortunately, it was out of our hands. It was out of our control, but we still kind of feel like it was something that we could prevent in the future by simply not having these kind of fish.
Yeah.
We are still going to make a Green Lantern tank. You guys have heard us talk about that. It's going to have different fish in it. Now, the CPDs that were in here did survive. We ended up putting them in the man cave, and we'll show you those guys. And also, Kilowog, the amazing alien Green Lantern, Green Phantom Pleco that we had in here, has almost quadrupled in size. He went in Jack's bridge tank over here, and we'll show you him. The CPDs are going to stay in the man cave for now. That's a great little place for them. We will show you those guys. We did the man cave a while ago, and we kind of made that for Wade in case when we breed him, he needs to be removed. If he's kind of going after the babies or whatever, we'll see how that goes. They're doing great in there. Kilowog's in here. He's huge. We're going to show you him. He is going to go into the new Green Lantern tank. It is not going to be puffers, but you have to kind of subscribe and hit the bell to find out, if you're not already, to see what we decide to do with that tank. In the meantime, this has just been sitting in Jack's closet for 4 months, and one day he kind of came up to me and he said, "Hey Dad, there's something moving in the tank." Right?
Yes.
And it was these trumpet snails.
But there was nothing in there at the time.
We think that some trumpet snails may have somehow made their way in here, but we never realized it because the puffers were probably eating them, and maybe just tiny babies were surviving that they couldn't get to or hiding somewhere. But anyway, they grew out of population here.
They're just too much.
There's 1,000 of them in here.
One from this side.
Little tiny ones, big ones. So let's turn this around. Yeah, let's turn this around so you can see them. So this was a cool little tank. We had these little under gravel lights. We had black gravel. We tried some real plants, but when we started adding a little bit of salt and turning over to brackish, the plants didn't do well. So we put the fake plants. Our goal was to basically take the pleco out, take the CPDs out, make it more salty for them, and then ultimately give them a larger tank, which we have many of sitting around we were waiting for. But again, this happened. So what we decided to do is we're going to use these snails and this gravel and everything in here. We actually put another sponge in here to kind of start seeding, and it's full of lots of goop and snails now, along with the two sponges that were in here. And Jack was asking me, he was like, what were these guys eating, right?
Yes.
Well, there was a big piece of driftwood in here, if you guys remember, But you can see now it's literally about half the size it was. That's it right there. And in diameter, it's about half the size. Basically, they were just sitting in here in the dark, no lighting, for about 4 months, eating a piece of wood. Is that crazy or what?
That's just unbelievable.
It's very weird. We did turn the heater off when the puffers died, didn't want to run it, but we kind of left everything running because we knew we were going to transplant all this stuff. So, hey, you know, you can see it just evaporated down, and there they go. So the cool part is we did get to make some really awesome time lapses, didn't we?
Yes.
So we got a whole bunch of really cool kind of like shorts videos. We put some zucchini in here. One of them,
Put some squash in there too.
squash, zucchini. One of them is the longest time lapse we've ever done. It was like 3.5 weeks. We literally set a camera up here in Jack's room on this tank for 3.5 weeks, put a whole entire squash in here. And, you know, I don't know if there's 1,000. There's definitely several hundred of these guys in here. They just annihilated it. And honestly, we weren't that hopeful that that would work. We were kind of like, there's no way we're not going to move this camera for 3.5 weeks. And you could see some background lighting moving, but for the most part, you can see these lights turning on and off in the background. We did pretty much leave the blinds closed, and it came out really awesome. So we'll be uploading a whole bunch of shorts here shortly. That's kind of funny, shorts here shortly. And that's going to be one of the main ones we're really proud of. We put like some heavy metal music to it, and it's really cool. They kind of work on it, and then all of a sudden, like the last few seconds, it just collapses, and then there's like hundreds of them all over the gravel. It really came out cool. It was fun. Let's go ahead and show them Kilowog over here. Kilowog, oh, there he is right there. He's right next to now look at the size of this monster. Isn't he amazing? Look at that green phantom. He is about tripled to quadrupled in size. He was a pretty small little guy. That's a pretty good shot of him there. He's next to the one long-finned albino. Let me see if I can go. Oh, there's his face. Oh, he's going to move. He's a little bit shy, but oh, there he is. What a beauty. Look how big this guy's got. That's Kilowog. If you've never had a green phantom, I had one years ago. Wanted to get one for Jack. Look how big he is. Seems to get along with these long fins pretty well. He's a little shy. Not as shy as he was. I mean, he was in there for a while. We ended up putting him in here. He's doing well. He's getting along with these other guys. Look how big he is. This is the large albino longfin pleco. And he's a lot bigger than her even. But isn't he cool? And I think Kilowog is just such a perfect name for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
he's big.
He's just a big, green, alien-looking dude. If you've never seen a picture of Kilowog, just Google Kilowog and you will see he's a really awesome part of the Green Lantern Corps. So anyway, Bridge Tanks did a video on these guys recently. They're doing fantastic. The pothos is already growing since we shot that video. This big old branch is most likely going to go across the whole entire Wall of Fame, which is really, really cool. Yeah, they're just doing great. The Tetra are out of here. They are in the new tank. There's the big royal blue. He kind of hangs out in this middle one more so. And the vampires came out of here. Still have lots of hill streams in here and albino ones. There's the one big female hill stream. She's awesome. But anyway, it's kind of a crazy story. We are going to make a new Green Lantern tank. Not going to get puffers. We just like to travel, right, buddy? Yeah. And when we go, we like to go for a long period of time. We just don't think it's fair to do to them. Very sad to have lost them, but we learned our lesson. We're just not going to do it again. We think it would be irresponsible. Yeah. Let's go ahead and show them the CPDs real quick. All right, there's Wade. Haven't seen him in a while. Look how good he's doing. Remember when we got him, we talked about the fact that he might have a mixture of, different beta. I mean, look at his fins. He definitely has a little bit more green and blue coming out of him, but he's got that, red and black face. I think Deadpool is a great name. He is anxiously awaiting to meet these females, and we are going to be doing a video on that stuff pretty soon. They are doing fantastic. Look how big these ladies are. Now down here, there's quite a bit of glare. It's kind of hard, but look how big they are. We've got some of those octo little algae eaters in here. They're doing great. The other long-finned albino pleco went into the bridge tank. We have some thorned nearite snails that we added. They're little, but you can see their little horns and thorns on there. There's a couple of those guys we got recently to mix in with the other nearites in here. And the one nearite's on the umbrella. And we did finally get one of the nearites on the chair here, didn't we, kiddo?
Yes.
And we made a little short of that. These ladies have not, however, gone on the lounger. But look how fat and happy these ladies are. They are doing great. We are actually going to be doing a poll. We'll be doing a video about this, but we're going to allow our subscribers, since these guys are all so good and doing so well, to pick who they think we should breed Wade with first. But this tank's doing fantastic. So little algae eaters in here, snails, the females. Wade still has, of course, his big golden snail buddies. Nothing else in there, because if, they have eggs, we don't want any other kind of fish in there. Now here's the man cave, doing really awesome. You can see that the pothos finally reached it and will hopefully start rooting. We did have this little piece that we cut off, though, and threw in here, and it's doing miraculous. It's filling up with roots and doing a great job filtering. The little under gravel filter. If you haven't seen this video, put a link in the description. A couple of these octo guys in here, and this under gravel filter underneath the little castle is doing great. Now look at these CPDs here. They're doing good. They're hard to get because they're quick, but they're doing great. And I'm pretty sure none of them got lost. We originally got these from SC Aquatics, Steven over there at SC Aquatics, and got us, I want to say, a dozen, and there's about a dozen in here. They're kind of hard to count because they're hiding. Anyway, so they're kind of hanging out in this 5-gallon, digging it. And if temporarily Wade needs to go in there, he can go in there. Just amazing how clean this thing. This thing, we used the sponge filters from the Princess tank and Wade's tank to kind of, jumpstart this tank and this underground filter. And this thing has been crystal clear from day one. These CPDs are loving it. It is not heated. Come winter time, we will probably heat it. You can see with just one of these little stickers, it's about 78, 79, and that's what they like. We may end up putting a heater in here in the winter time, a very small heater, but these betas won't really need it. All right, so that tank right there, we got from Big Rich. We went to do some more stuff over there and help him out. And one of the big parrots that we rescued some time ago ended up kind of being a bully, taking a few of our parrots out, unfortunately, which happens. And he said, hey, I'm going to give you guys this tank. It's a 75. It's black, has a black background. This is one that we actually found in the trash as well. This is an acrylic. I think it's about a 60. Not exactly sure. That it's going to be something we're using for something different. But anyway, this we were going to use for Brutus. We decided instead to use it as the Green Lantern tank. Yeah. And because one of our subscribers is actually giving us a different 75-gallon tank to use for Brutus that is going to, instead of being like walnut and stuff like that, it's actually oak. And it is going to go, let me show you in here. Over here, initially, we got this, like a critter cage type of thing that we were thinking of using for the Green Lantern tank because somebody had a turtle in it that passed away and they had it in their house and they gave it to us. But even though it's a critter cage, you could still kind of fill it up halfway. All of this stuff that's in there is all stuff that's going to go in the Green Lantern tank. That's how much stuff we've compiled over the summer. This tank's going to be ridiculous. So instead, we're going to use this for something different. The 75, which is only going to be a little bit longer than this, is going to go here since it's oak and it'll match. Brutus will hang out by my desk and kind of be my little mascot buddy because he's basically going to be alone because he just can't get along with anybody. So he'll actually be really happy because he'll be hanging out with me and interacting with me all day, and that'll be good for him. The other 75 will go there. That one's going to be used for something else. And this one in the garage, did I lock Jack out in the garage? Or is he just out here messing around? That one.
I was looking at the filing.
Looking in the filing cabinet. Pamela's filing cabinet. So that one's going to end up being the Green Lantern tank. This is one of these older 75s. You might have seen the video when we met up with Ron and Rob over at How Fish Rescue. Big Rich decided to give us this. This is one of these older ones. It's very thick glass that does not need a center brace. So we're gonna clean that up. That's gonna be the next Green Lantern tank. All that stuff over there in that tank, I just showed them all that stuff over there in that tank, is gonna be, you guys aren't gonna believe this Green Lantern tank. It's gonna be out of control, is it not?
It's looking really good so far.
It's like more stuff than we've ever put in a tank ever.
Green.
There's gonna be a lot of green involved and lots of other things. All right, guys, so anyway, we are very sorry to break this news to you. We know especially our buddy Vinny of Vinny's Aquatics is going to be upset. He loves puffers. We are actually getting ready in about a half an hour to do a live stream with him. We tried a year ago, and he had technical difficulties, remember? He's like slamming stuff in the background. I'll never forget that. We were actually over at Grandma's.
Yeah.
And anyway, this time we're going to hopefully be able to do that smoothly. You can obviously check Vinny's Aquatics if you want to see that live stream. We are going to be talking about this. However, we're not going to break the news to him. He's going to have to find out like everybody else when the video comes out, unfortunately. But he has some amazing puffers, lots of puffers. He is a puffer lover. And again, if you want to see some awesome puffers, check out Vinny's Aquatics. We'll put a link in the description. Great guy, really nice dude, very funny. Also, we just feel again that at this point in time, we don't want to just have like one puffer in a tank.
Yeah, because they need friends.
They need friends, but at the same time, they can get aggressive. And because of the fact that we like to travel, we don't feel it's appropriate for us. There's also going to be bloopers on this one because Jack was messing around a lot. So we're going to be putting some bloopers at the end. Thanks so much, guys. Again, subscribe, like, all that business. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.
Boopers!
What is that face? Huh?
We are Voltron.
I'm Groot.
You're hilarious. I'm gonna smash this thing. Come on, dude. Just come out and so we can do this thumbnail. What? Is that toothless?
Nemo, you think that you can do these things, but you can't. Whatever.
Hey guys, the Green Lantern tank's actually gonna be glowfish.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing.